The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, first chapter, text number 2 through 5, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded in August of 1968 in Montreal, Canada.
Uttabhadini rajendra nirangsanti sahasrasa apassatam grihesu griyamedina. The same subject matter, that those who are too much attached in the family affairs, grihesu, griyamedina. Griyamedi means one who has made his center of activity home. He is called Grihamedhi. There are two words. One word is Grihastha and one word is Grihamedhi. What is the significance of these two words? Grihastha means one, not only Grihastha, it is called Grihastha Ashram. Whenever we speak of Ashram, it has got spiritual relations. So, all these four divisions of social orders, Brahmachari Ashram, Grihastha Ashram, Vanaprastha Ashram, Sannyas Ashram. Ashram means, whenever you ashram, this word has become little popular in your country also. Ashram means situation for spiritual cultivation. Generally, we mean that. And here also, there are so many yoga ashrams. I have seen in New York so many ashrams. New York Yoga Ashram, Yoga Society, like that. The ashram means it has got a spiritual connection. It doesn't matter whether a man, grihastha means living with family, wife and children. So, to remain with family and children is no disqualification for spiritual advancement of life. That is not a disqualification, because after all, one has to take his birth from the father and mother. So, all great acharyas, great spiritual leaders, after all, they have come from father and mother. So, without combination of father and mother, even there is no possibility of begetting a great soul. There are many instances of great souls like Shankaracharya, Lord Jesus Christ, Ramanujarya. Even they had no very high hereditary title, still they came out from the grihastha, father and mother. So grihastha or the householder life is not disqualification. We should not think it that only the brahmacharis or the sannyasis, they can elevate the spiritual platform, whereas those who are living with wife and children, they cannot. No. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has clearly stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Kiva Vipra Kiva Sudra Nasikane no. Jai Krishna Tattvavedta Shai Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, it doesn't matter whether a person is a grihastha or a sannyasi or a Brahmin or not Brahmin, it doesn't matter. Simply, if one is Krishna conscious, if he is elevated in Krishna consciousness, then he is just eligible to become the spiritual master. Jai Krishna Tattvavitta Shai Guru. Tattvavitta means one who knows about the science of Krishna. That means fully Krishna conscious. Shai Guru. Shai means he. Guru means spiritual. He doesn't say that one has to become a sannyasi or a brahmachari, then he can know. So, but here the word is used grihomedhi, not grihastha. Grihastha is not condemned. If one lives in regulative principle with wife and children, so that is not disqualification. But grihomedhi means he has no higher ideas or higher understanding of spiritual life, simply living with wife and children like cats and dogs. He is called grihomedhi. That is the difference between these two words, grihomedhi and grihastha. So, Sukadeva Goswami says, the grihesu grihomedhinam, one who does not know anything about this family life or sex life. Family life, they have taken it as sex life, that's all. So, they have many things to hear. Srutubhyadini Rajendra Ninang Santi Sahasra. Actually, you see, people are reading so many newspapers. In big country, big cities, there are big volumes of newspaper, magazines. They are very much eager to learn or to hear about the current news. To hearing means srutubhyad. So there are volumes, literature, magazines, newspapers, they are hearing. But when you say, please come here, we are reciting Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, please hear, they will not. They will not come. This minor. When you speak of God, then they are not ready to hear. But if you speak of dog, that here is a dog's medicine, you can maintain a dog like this and the dog can become fatty like this and all. It is very scientific matter. You see? So they are called grihomedhi. So they have got many subject matter to hear. But they are not agreeable to hear only one thing about God. Why? Now, apassatam atmatatyam, they do not know what is self-realization. Apassatam, cannot see. Their vision is very poor. Why? They are thinking this body as self. Therefore, they are very poorly thoughtful. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in another place it is stated, Jasatma buddhi kunapi tridhatuki. Every day we are experiencing that I am not this body. The body is growing, I am still there. There are so many instances, but we cannot understand that we are not this body. Apasatam atma tattvam. Atma means the Atma, there are various meanings of Atma. Atma sometimes is meant indicating this body. Atma is sometimes indicating this mind. Atma is soul, and Atma Paramatma, the Supreme Lord. Atma Tattva. Tattva means truth, philosophy, or science. So, they do not know the science of Atma. Either take it body or mind. Generally, they take it as this body. So, so far body is concerned, there are so many departments, medical department, health department, and I do not remember, there are so many departments. All these departments of knowledge, they are practically on the basis of this body. Then higher than this, Atma, if you take it mind, then there are psychological department, speculation department, philosophical department, so many departments, mind. Then intellectual department. But there is no department of the Atma of the soul. That is the defect of the modern civilization. Therefore, Bhagavad says, Apastatam Atma Tattvam. They have no information of the real Atma, of the real position, real background of all these activities. They do not see. Therefore, they have got many subject matter to hear about this body, about this mind, about intellectual activities and so many things. But because they do not know that Atma means the self, they do not know. Therefore, they have got many subject matter except this one, the soul, the subject matter of soul. Apastatam atmadatam grihesu grihomesina. And why is there so much ignorance? Because they have made home as the center of activity. They do not know, neither they are educated. It is not their fault. The system of education is faulty. They do not give any education about the Atma Tattva. They give education that about economic development, about technological understanding, about scientific understanding of the laws of nature, and so many other things. But there is no department of knowledge to understand what is soul. Opposite. Because they do not see, they do not know. Therefore, they are too much attached to this body, and this body means home, and home means wife, wife means children, children means money, money means society, so many things. Yes. Atat grihat kshetra sutatva vittai janasya mohayam ahamame. First thing is that this material world is existing on sex attraction. And as soon as there is combination of sex, then the next attraction is for home, for land, for children, for society, for wealth, for bank balance, and so many things. Then extend it more, society to nationality to humanity, and go on increasing. But they are not Atma Tattva. They are all Griheshu Grihomedhinam. Extended selfishness. Selfishness, just like a dog. He knows simply about his body. He won't allow another dog to come in his bounds. That is very poor selfishness. You extend it little more. Human society, there is family, wife, children. That is also extended selfishness. Then you further extend it, you have got society or nationality, consciousness of nationality, that is also still further extended selfishness. Similarly, you extend the same propensity humanity-wise, because there is a class of men, they are very much anxious to serve the human society. But they are not anxious to serve the animal society. The animal society may be killed for the satisfaction of the human society. Therefore, unless you come to the point of Atma, whatever extended selfishness there is, it is selfishness. There is no, I mean to say, broad-mindedness. And broad-mindedness, when you come to the platform of Atma, Ishavasumidam Tattva, when you come to the point of God, then you see, oh, everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. Here is an animal, he also as good as I am. Because he is also so. So Atma Tattvam to be described. But they are not prepared. Therefore, grihe to griha may be not. So what is their business? Those who are blind to the Atma Tattvam, so that business is described in the next verse. Nidra hyate nattang babayena chabavaya divachate hayarajan kutumba bharanenava. So their business is very nicely explained. What is that? Nidra, sleeping. Sleeping, kriyate. They waste their life by sleeping. When? At night. Nidra hyate nattang. Or they waste their time in sex life. At night there are two things. One who has no advantage of sex life, he sleeps alone, and if he has got advantage of sex life, he enjoys. So, at night, they waste their life in this way. Nidra hyate nattam babayena savavaya. In this way, their life is being wasted, and at daytime, the divacharte hayarajan. At the daytime, simply, where is money? Where is money? Artha. Artha means, because to maintain this body, we require money. Divacharte hayarajan. All right, if one gets money, then next, kutumba bharanenava. Then shopping. As soon as you get money, then shopping. The wife's bill, yes. So, in this way, day and night, they are simply under the impression of this bodily conception of life. Why they are doing that? Deha patta kalatradi atma sannesu athassapi teshang pramatta nidhanang passannapi na passati. They are attached because they are attached to this body. Therefore, attached to the children, they have a papatta means children. And kalatra means wife. They have a kalatradi, su, atma sannesh. This very word, saina means soldier. Here, in the material world, every one of us is struggling very hard. That's a fact, everyone knows. So when we struggle, when we fight, then we must have soldiers. Without soldiers, nobody fights. So they are our soldiers. This body, everyone wants to keep this body fit and maintaining the children and the wife, we are thinking that this body and wife and children and home and country and society will save me. I am struggling against, what is that struggling? I do not wish to die. I do not wish to be diseased. I do not wish to become old man. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. I don't wish to get birth again, or I want to stop birth. Janma mrityu, I want to stop death. I want to stop disease, and I want to stop old age. These are the activities, material activities. Struggling again. And I am thinking that these soldiers, or this my body, or my wife, my children will protect me. Dehapatta kalatradisu atmasan asassapi. Although I am experiencing every day that they are asat, they will not exist. How do I know? They will not exist. My father has died. My mother has died. My grandfather has died. Therefore, I will also die. And my next generation, he will also die. My wife also will die. So everybody will die. Asatsu. They know by experience that they will not exist. But still their business has become to struggle for existence. Dehapatta kalatradisu, these are very important subject matter. Try to understand. We know that nobody will exist. I want to exist. That is my intention. I do not wish to die. I want to exist. But I know also that all these my soldiers, including my this stout and strong body, it will also not exist. Dehapatta kalatradisu. Tesang pramatta. Pramatta means crazy, mad. Pramatta, nidhanam, distraction. Nidhanam pasyan. Pasyan means although he is seeing every day, every moment, just like Maharaj Yudhishthira was questioned by Jamaraj, what is the most wonderful thing in this world? Can you say? Maharaj Yudhishthira immediately replied, what is that? Ahannahanni lokani gachanti jamavandiram. Every moment, every second, every day, every night, there are so many hundreds and thousands of living entities as they are going to the temple of death or dying. Ahannahanni lokani gachanti jamavandiram. Seshastitamichan. But one who is living, he is thinking that I will not die. I will live for good. That is the most wonderful thing in this world. Nobody is taking experience that I will have to meet death. And what is next after death? What I was before my birth. Why I am here. Why I am struggling so hard. I want to be happy. I want to be peaceful. Why there is no peace? Why there is no happiness? Why? This is why I am put into this. These are called Atma Tattvam. These are called Brahma Jigyasa. If a man is not enlightened to this point of inquiring of this what I am, where from I have come, what is this world, what is this body, why I am getting old, why I am getting disease, so many whys there. This is called Brahma Jigyasa. But they are pramatta. They are mad after the struggle for existence. Although they know nothing will exist, it has come just like a flash and it will end like a flash. Then what is the actual platform of my life, my living condition? They do not inquire. They do not inquire. So griheshu grihame belongs dehapatta kalatradisu atma sannesu asassapi tisang pramatta nidhanam. Everyone is saying that it will destroy. Suppose, if you know, suppose you are constructing a very nice skyscraper building, but if you know, somebody says that tomorrow the whole city will merge into the Atlantic Ocean, would you like to construct such building? No. I am giving that one example, but it is a fact that the struggle for existence, for living, that living condition will not be allowed. Then the next question should be that why this is happening. Everyone is struggling for existing, but existence, there is no, I will not exist, nobody will exist. These questions, unless there is in the human mind, then Bhagavad says, parabhavostava, his all activities are simply defeat. Javanna jigyasato atmatattva. So atmatattva, one should be inquisitive to understand what is my constitutional position. Then it is perfect life. Otherwise, it is crazy life. We may try to live by so much hard struggle of life, but we cannot exist. We can exist only when we understand what I am. Then I said, this is diagnosis. If I know that what is my actual need, if I know what is my actual position, if I know that where from I have come and where I have to go, all these information, if you are fully informed, that is perfection of life. Otherwise, it is simply defeat, whatever you may do here. Apasthatang tesang samatta nidhanam pasannapi napat. Tasmat Bharata sarvatma Bhagavan Haririshara Srodabba Kirtitabhascha Smartabhascha Ichhata Abhayam. Now he is concluding that don't be misled by so many subject matter of hearing. Just concentrate upon hearing Krishna consciousness. Tasmat, therefore, Tasmat Bharata, O descendant of Bharat, Sarvatma. Sarvatma means the all-pervading super soul. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ishvara, the Supreme Controller. Hari, who can protect you, who can take away all your miseries, who can protect you from all misery. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Hari Ishvara Hari Sotabha. You have to hear about him. Instead of hearing so many other news which will not exist, you just try to hear about Hari, the Supreme Personality of God. Because Parikshit Maharaj question was, now I am going to die. What shall I hear about? Because hearing is our main business. You are hearing. If you go out from this temple, you will also hear. Or the sound is always going on. If you do not want to hear, the hearing is going on. So here it is recommended that that Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Controller, who is Hari, or who protects us from all difficulties, Hari, and Sarvatma is situated in everyone's heart. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, Super Soul, should be heard. Srodam should be heard. We should be prepared to hear about him. Srodabhya Itatabhascha. And we should discuss about him. Itatabhascha. Smartabha. And if we hear and discuss, then if we are really serious, then we shall remember also. Smartabhya and Smartabhya Chethatavayam, those who are actually desiring abhayam. Abhayam means fearless. So long we are not connected in Krishna consciousness or not connected with the Supreme Lord, we shall always be fearful. Fearful is one of the qualifications of the conditioned soul. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam. Four necessities. Why you are depending? Because on account of fearfulness. The animal is small animal and it has got also fear, and the biggest nation, Russia and America, they are also feared. Because this is the qualification of conditioned life. Ahar, eating, nidra, sleeping, and fearing, and mating. So if you want to get yourself free from fearfulness, then Sukadeva Goswami recommends that you have to chant, and you have to hear, and you have to remember about the Supreme Personality of God. That is the conclusion. Don't try to hear so many nonsense things. Just concentrate. If you want to hear about God, there are volumes of literature. One political leader, perhaps you have heard his name. His name was Madan Mohan Malabha in India. He came to see our Guru Maharaj, and he inquired, so what are your activities? So then some of our God brothers presented that we have got 6 periodicals in 6 languages. One in English, one in Bengali, one in Hindi, one in Oriya, and one in Assami. And we have got one paper, Bengali, daily. So this Madan Mohan Malabha was astonished that you are issuing a paper daily and simply discussing about God. So my Guru Maharaj said, yes, why not? Then he gave him a nice example that in the Bhagavad Gita it is stated that ekangsina sthito jagat. This material world is only 1/4 part manifestation of God's energy. Now, apart from material, there are innumerable universes and innumerable planets in each universe. Out of that, this earthly planet is very teeny. And in this planet, there are so many countries and so many cities. And in each and every city, there are so many periodicals, so many newspapers. And each paper having so many editions daily. So, in comparison to the whole universe or whole material creation, this planet is nothing and this city is nothing. If you can produce so many news, then what about the 3/4 energy? Vaikuntha. So we can give you a minute edition of the transcendental news of the spiritual world. But unfortunately, there is no customer. There is no customer. The same thing. The Sutupadini, if you put magazines about this material world, you will get many customers. But as soon as you put forward back to Godhead, you have no customer. The unfortunate thing is that nobody is interested about Atma Tattva. So actually, we should be interested to understand. We should be interested to understand Atma Tattva. If we actually want to be free from fearfulness, ichchatam abhayam. Abhayam means fear. If we are actually the ichchatam abhayam, who are those? Transcendental. So there are 4 classes of persons who are trying to get transcendental perfection or spiritual life. They are called Jnani, You are trying to understand the absolute truth by philosophical speculation, and yogi, those who are trying to visualize the Supreme Soul within the heart, they are called yogi, and jnani, yogi, and bhaktas, and the devotees. Those who are trying to leave this material world and go back to Godhead and associate with the Supreme Person. There are three classes of them. They are trying to get out of this fearful world, Ichatama. Therefore, here, Sarvatma, the yogis are trying to find out the super soul. Therefore, Sarvatma. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma and Ishara. Ishara, the Jnanis are trying to merge into the effulgence of Ishara, or the yogis are trying to find out the Ishara, the Supreme Controller, and the Jnanis are trying to find out the impersonal Brahma, and Hari and Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Hari or Krishna or Vishnu, the devotees, persons who are in Krishna consciousness, they are trying to find out. So either of them, their aim is how to get out of this fearful material existence. So Sukadeva Goswami says, concludes that Ichatam Abhayam. Abhayam means fearful. If you actually want to be free from fear, then you should concentrate your mind, discussing, hearing, remembering, either of the impersonal Brahma, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavani. Either you think of Brahma or Paramatma or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but your subject matter should be this: hearing, chanting, discussing, talking, knowing. Don't divert your attention to this flimsy, so-called subject matter which will end. Because everything, whatever we are discussing in the material world, everything will end. Nothing will exist. We should concentrate our mind on the subject matter which will exist. Because I am soul, I am ever existing, eternal. My business is therefore, what is my eternal engagement? This subject matter is proposed by Sukadeva Goswami, and we shall discuss further on in the next meeting. Thank you. Any questions?
What were your activities after initiation?
Initiation means beginning of spiritual activities. Initiation means just to begin.
And what were your activities after that?
Don't you see what are our activities? Is it very secret? You can see what are our activities. We are discussing about Krishna, we are talking about Krishna, we are chanting about Krishna, we are eating about Krishna, we are diverting about Krishna, we are dictaphoning about Krishna. Don't you see it? Then everything engaged in Krishna consciousness. That is your activity. The same thing will be there. Nothing will be changed. Here we are staying in a big apartment, and down they are also staying in the similar apartment, but this is called temple and that is called factory. Why? Here the consciousness is different from the consciousness down. That's all. Nothing has to be changed. Simply the rubber stamp has to be changed. Somebody is signing on behalf of such and such, and the rubber stamp is there. So we have to change our rubber stamp on behalf of Krishna. That's all. Purpose, sign. That's all. The business is the same. but little difference. Little difference in this way that we are eating and others are also eating. So far eating is concerned, there is no difference. But we are eating Krishna Prasadam and they are eating sense gratification. That is the difference. We are sleeping, they are also sleeping. But we are sleeping to get energy to work more diligently and nicely for Krishna, and they are working, taking rest for working for sense gratification. Eating, sleeping, fearing, we are also fearful in this way that Maya may not catch me. We are always cautious. Maya is very strong. So we should be always fearful that Maya may not catch me. Always stick to Krishna's lotus feet, so Maya will not be able to touch you. Just like in a contaminated, diseased area, the doctor is also fearful, but he has got prophylactic, administration, he is quite fit. He can go even in the contaminated state. Similarly, if we are in Krishna consciousness, even if we are in the midst of Mayic activities, it will not affect. So everything is there, but if you change your consciousness, then you are saved. Ichchatam akutuha. No more fearfulness. That is the process of Krishna. Yes? Why not? Ego, I am thinking at the present moment, ego falsely, I am somebody belonging to this material world. Either I may think that I am American, either I think I am Indian, something of this material world. But similarly, when you think Aham Brahmasmi, I am this spirit soul, that is also Aham. Ahankar, Ahankar. Ego means Ahankar. Identification. Self-identification. Ahankar. I am. Everyone has got this sense, I am. Now that I am thinking, at the present moment I am thinking in my material concept. So when I will think in spiritual concept, that is my pure ego. Pure identification. So ego is immense. Ego is not vanished. This I consciousness will remain. But here, at the present moment, I am misidentifying myself. And when I actually know myself, that identification is pure ego.
You say the cancer takes effect from the mirror of the light. What does mirror mean? How does it mean mirror? What is it reflecting?
Mirror means you see so many things within your mind. Is it not a mirror? Reflection? Don't you see? So as you see mirror, reflection of your face, but you see this body, when you will see in the mirror that you are not this body, you are something within this body. That is dustless mirror. Yes. Oh, that is not our discussion. Where you got this Balaram's relationship with Radha?
What is the relationship? Like I said, all expressions come through Balaram.
That's all right. But Balaram has no relationship with Radha. No. Who said it? Why do you think like that? No. Balaram. Radha, as Krishna has expansion, similarly Radha has also expansion. So, as Radharani is directly connected with Krishna, similarly, Radha's another expression is connected with Balaram. Or Lakshmi, connected with, not exactly Radha directly. As Krishna expands himself in multi-forms, similarly Radha also expands himself. That is stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, is fine. Yes.
Saying in terms of like spiritual potency of Krishna, and said that Radha was
You put an unnecessary question. When I shall ask you to question the subject matter which you have discussed, you should put questions on this matter. If you bring so many other subject matter, there will be no end. Try to understand what you have spoken in this meeting. We have not spoken anything about Radha Krishna. Why you are bringing that question? Question means the subject matter which you have discussed. If you have got any question about that thing, you should put question. Otherwise, if you make me a dictionary, there will go on questioning, there will be no end. That should not be done. Now, we have not discussed here about Radha and Krishna. Of course, this is also relevant question. But the public will not understand. We are discussing on general subject matter. Radha Krishna discussion is very confidential. You have to go to the platform, first of all, by understanding Krishna. You see, Radha Krishna Tattva is discussed in the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 10th canto. So, first of all, you have to go through the 9 cantos very carefully. Then you will understand. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikiti Alladini Sattirasman Ekatmanavavi Bhuvo. If you want to discuss about Radha Krishna, that is not in this public meeting. They are very confidential subject matter. People may misunderstand what is Radha Krishna. Generally, questions should be put on the subject matter discussed in the meeting. That should be the point. Radha Krishna Tattva is very confidential for higher status of understanding. Yes. Yes. Vasudev? Vasudev. Vasudev was a grihastha. He was a household landman. He was Brahmin. Huh? No. Those who will depend on the charities and alms of the society, they are not allowed to make any luxury at the cost of others. They can simply ask help for the bare necessities of life. No, grihastha, when a Brahmin is grihastha, he shall be a teacher. Pathan, pathan, jajana, jajana, dana, pratigraha. Generally, the Brahmins, those who are grihasthas, there are 4 varnas, 4 division of caste. The Brahmins, they are generally teachers, priests, uh, and writers, philosophers. So society require all these things. So they take up this charge. And the Kshatriyas, they are administrators. So they rule over the country. They exact taxes from the citizens. They live on the tax. And the Brahmins on the contribution of the public. Just like we are teaching, we are living on the contribution of the public. The public knows that there is an important institution. They are giving good lessons. So public contributes. So we can accept contribution. But a king is not allowed to take contribution because he is administrator, he can tax. So his source of income is tax. And the Brahmin's source of income is contribution because they are rendering transcendental service. Similarly, the Vaishyas or the mercantile class, their means of living, trade, cow protection, and agriculture. And those who are Sudras, laborer class, they will serve these three higher classes, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, and the Vaishyas, because they have no independent means. They cannot do anything. Neither they are educated, nor they are king, princely order, nor they have money to do business. Therefore they have to serve. Parijajatmakam karmam Sudra karma sabhavada. Sudra means they earn their livelihood by serving others. And in the Kali Yuga, in this age, 99% or at least 90% they live by serving others. Therefore it is said, Kalo Sudra Sambhava. In the Kali, in this age, almost everyone is Sudra. There is no Brahmin, no Kshatriya, no Vaishya. Of course there are Vaishyas. Actually, at the present moment, the population are the Vaishyas and the Sudras. And there is fight. We are American nation, they are Vaishyas, and the Russian, they are Sudras. So there is always fight between the Vaishyas and Sudras. Actually, there is no Brahmin or Kshatriya. They are extinct. And because the Brahmin and Kshatriyas are extinct, therefore social orders are in chaos. There is no brain, there is no good administration. That's all. Without Kshatriya, there cannot be any good administration. And without Brahmin, there is no good brain. Therefore, we pray to Krishna, Namo Brahmana Devaya Govamana Hitaya. Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Brahmana Devaya Govamana Hitaya Jagadhitaya. Krishnaya Govindaya. So, this is very important. We are worshipping, offering our respect to Krishna as Brahmana Dev. Brahmana Dev means the Lord who is worshipped by the Brahmins. So Krishna consciousness is not for the Sudras. Krishna consciousness, one who is elevated to the standard of becoming Brahmin, they can become Krishna conscious. But by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, everyone comes to the state of Brahminical standard only to observe these four principles and chant Hare Krishna. You are at once more than Brahmin. Vaishnava position is more than Brahmin. So, in this age, the Pancharatriki Vidhi is introduced because it is very difficult to find out whether a person is actually son of Brahmin or higher caste. It is to be accepted that everyone is Shudra. It doesn't matter where and what he is. But he should be given chance to become the Vaishnava, whose position is more than a Brahmin. That is the highest gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is claiming everyone to the highest stage of Vaishnava. So, your question is answered? Who said? No? No? Eh?
You did say that brahmachari should not associate with brahmachari.
Actually, there is no brahmacharya is not allowed in the Shastra. Where is the question of brahmacharya? Because according to Vedic system, as soon as a girl is 14 years old, 16 years old, she is at once married. According to Vedic system, no girl should be allowed remaining unmarried. So there is no question of brahmacharya. Every girl is supposed to be married. That is the Vedic system. A father's duty is that as soon as the girl is grown up, she must be married. She must be given in charge of a suitable boy. That is Vedic system. A woman is meant for being protected. So long she is not young, she is under the protection of the father. And as soon as she is young, she is given in charge, in charity. Kanya dan. Dan means charity. He should find out some suitable boy and give him charity. My dear boy takes charge of this girl. So long she was under my charge, now it is under yours. So where is the brahmacharya? There is no question of brahmacharya. And when she is old enough, then the husband leaves the home and gives charge to the elderly son. My dear boy, take charge of your mother. So she is always in charge of somebody. According to Vedic system, there is no independent life of woman. Nastriyam satantratam arhati manusangita. That three means woman should not be allowed independence. They should be given all protection. That's very nice system. Not independence does not mean their position is very lowered. No. Just like children. Children has no independence. No independence means they are well protected. No independence does not mean that he has no independence to act. No, he has got, but under the protection. Just like there are some nations still now protectors. America is protecting. America is a big nation and protecting another small nation. That does not mean they have no independence. They are also independent. They are acting like that. But because weaker, they should be given protection. Similarly, women, children, Brahmin, cow, old man, diseased man, they are to be protected. That is the social order.